Why am I not using this anymore? This runs deep. This one, I know this one is confusing to you all. Oh, yeah. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my channel with your main girl, Mel. We are gathered here today to discuss products that I am no longer using because, as we discussed in last week's video, my hair has been changing, which I've had to come to terms with, but that's okay because change is good for me. It just means that what I used to be using isn't gonna continue working. That's what we'll be discussing in today's video. I've got a long list of products. I've got them right here. And without further ado, let's get into what I no longer use. This is tea. The tea is spicy. Let's start here, shall we? With the Olaplex controversy, very relevant right now. I've had a lot of people in my DMs, my comment sections, asking me to address it. What is going on with Olaplex, with lawsuits? People are claiming that their hair is falling out. Why am I not using this anymore? Now would be a good time to sip on some tea. Except, this is not something that surprises me. I'm talking about the lawsuits, by the way. So Olaplex as a brand, I believe, began in 2014 or so, around there. Since then, it's become a massive global brand. Since then, it's become a massive global brand, trusted by stylists, used at home, sold at Sephora. It's become a cult classic. But originally, this was a professional product. And here's what tends to happen. First of all, once any brand reaches literally billions of people, it's not unlikely to have a couple people come out of the woodwork to say that the product is not working for them. In regards to the class action lawsuit, 28 people have come out saying that Olaplex has caused them hair loss or caused them breakage, blisters on their scalp. I believe now there are about 100 people that have kind of joined the lawsuit against Olaplex. Now, why does this all sound so familiar? It's almost like we lived this 3 years ago when the brand Diva Curl was under a very similar class action lawsuit. Now, the first thing is class action lawsuits don't really mean that much. And second of all, there are easily millions of users of Olaplex. And of those people, there's about 100 currently right now that are suing Olaplex, trying to sue Olaplex, which of course have come out with reports on why their products are safe and effective. I will just go ahead and say that Olaplex has always said that anyone can use the products when not everyone needs to use the products. It's a treatment for damaged hair, and if your hair is not damaged, then you don't need it. Also, a lot of people don't use it properly. Anytime you start using a product, you should stop using it if you find that it's not working for you. And using products properly is also very important. Now, as for me, the reason I'm no longer using Olaplex is strictly because my hair doesn't necessarily need it. I'm not bleaching my hair anymore, or at least I haven't in a long time. But I also don't love the application of this product for me and my routine. I'm a big oil silicone user. My hair definitely gets some buildup throughout the week, which means when it comes to wash day, when you're supposed to use this as a pre-shampoo treatment before washing, for the price, for the size, and for the effort, I don't love going in with this product as a pre-treatment. Specifically Olaplex number 3. That doesn't mean I'm not a fan. I love a lot of their other products, like their clarifying shampoo or specifically their leave-in products. But when it comes to the number 3 wash out treatment, I just think it's too small, too expensive, too much of a hassle to be applying before washing and then just rinsing off. And especially at this point in my healthy hair journey, it's just too much for me. I am using K18 though, occasionally. It's just easier to use. You know, you gotta get over the hump of not conditioning and just applying that, but you feel the difference with that. Thank you. Next caller. Cheers. This next one, if you are an OG, then this runs deep. This is my beloved Aveda Be Curly Curl Enhancer. Now, there is no specific reason why I stopped using this product. Besides, I think I just found better. Now, don't get me wrong. I am a long time Aveda girly. I can't tell you how many bottles of this I've gone through. So many. I've recommended it to so many, and maybe you've noticed that I'm not using it anymore and you're wondering why. Aveda's just been updating a lot of their product lines, and they have the Nutriplenish line now, which has curl products in it, which I've been loving. I've been using it for a while now. I reach for those more than I reach for the Aveda Be Curly. Now I still have my main man Lucas. He uses this a lot. Now this is still a wonderful product. It's a curl enhancing cream. It's got protein, it's got moisture. I could still easily continue using this. I just haven't been using a lot of curl creams lately. Not just this one. I haven't used my Curlsmith Weightless Air Dry Cream. That's in the drawer as well. These just haven't been speaking to me. My hair is just so healthy that it's soft, and putting too much moisture is not necessary. So for me to continue using this cream, I would only use a small amount and use a larger amount of gel to balance out what my hair's needs are. But yeah, I mean, there's no tea. I'm not a cream girly anymore at this time, and that's that. We were on the topic of tea. Let's talk about Malibu C. This one gets interesting. Now, when I say I don't use this product anymore, I mean specifically on myself regularly, but I am always using this before chemical processes, treatments on clients that I do see. So, I love this product, but you do not need to be using this if you have damaged hair, color treated hair, or high porosity hair. I think it could be useful if you have color treated hair only to use right before your next color treatment. Like if you're gonna do your stylist a favor, you're gonna wash your hair with this before going in for your color treatment. But the thing about the Malibu C Undo Goo pH 9 shampoo is that pH of 9 is going to swell your hair a little bit. It's gonna kind of lift the cuticles. That means it's going to be great at removing product and buildup that is sitting on top and even a little in your hair. But this is not a shampoo that you should regularly be using. If you're using it very, very often, that pH of 9 could kind of throw off the balance of your scalp. It's going to be too abrasive on your ends. I will say if you have extremely low porosity hair, or again, you struggle with a lot of buildup, then I encourage you to use this shampoo, especially if you struggle with getting treatments to help deep condition and soften your hair, because there's probably a lot of buildup in there. And if you're low porosity, you're prone to buildup. You could use a little cuticle lifting. This is going to be great for that. But otherwise, this is a professional product. It can be used by pros, or it should be used very sparingly. But boy, does it get my hair clean. I feel like I need something that's, for me, also gives me some conditioning, and that's why I like the Olaplex 4C. It's a clarifying shampoo that will get rid of all the stuff I don't want, but it still has a conditioning agent in it, so it's not drying. I mean, who wants their hair to feel dry? It's squeaky clean, but I digress. Moving on. Oh, this one. I'll come back. This video has been brought to you by the Mains by Mell team, launching mainsbymell.com, the one-stop blog spot to search and destroy. I mean, search and find all the answers to your questions in one convenient place. Just take a look through the blog. And if you're considering buying a product but you're not sure if it's gonna work for you, check out Mell's who, what, when, where, and why on the products she uses most. You can find Mell's discount codes, video tutorials, and know when there is a new event and launch coming if you sign up for the newsletter. You'll also be automatically entered into a draw for a monthly giveaway. So what do you say? Head over to mainsbymell.com today. Alright, I took a brief intermission. I got some tea, which is hot and spicy. Listen, that's no match for me. If you know, you know that I am a purple freak, but I'm no longer using these. These are the Finola, this is the No Yellow, and this is the No Orange shampoos. The reason is solely because I'm no longer blonde, so obviously these don't have a place in my hair routine, but there's still things that I use on my blondies. These, they'll do it for you. You just have to be very careful because these can kind of stain or leave your hair looking a little extra purple and very ashy. And these days, a lot of people are embracing warmth, so maybe you don't need as strong of a purple shampoo or blue shampoo like these. But also, while I was using this and why it's lasted me a very long time is because I mix it in with another shampoo. This is extremely pigmented, you don't need a lot of it, and so you use purple if your hair is yellow and you use blue if your hair is orange. If you want to be a bright blonde and not too ashy, then you would also want to use the blue because it just takes out that little bit of a tinge. I actually find that the blue isn't as pigmented as the purple. But I also discussed all that in another video. If you want to see more after color care to when I was using these products a lot more, I can put that video below. But you know, I don't need to be using these anymore. So next is this Verb Reset. Not specifically this product, although I don't use this anymore. The Verb Reset was a clarifying shampoo, this reparative mask, step 2, and this is like a step 3. It's a sealing mist. It's a prep product, which I was using when I was doing the whole system. The system, which is very rich in protein. And then this mist helps to actually lower, bring down the pH, help to seal everything in. I went through 1 or 2 empties of the complete system. I loved it. I don't know, I probably just started using something else. I really did like it, but I was thinking about it a while back, and the reviews on this product, I think on Sephora, actually weren't very great. I digress. What is next? I think we need to get into the tools. It's time to tell them. It's time to tell them. Listen. The Denman brush. I have been a big fan in my day, but lately I am really into simplicity. So here's the deal with the Denman D3. I actually think this is the D4. How many rows do we have here? This is the D4 with 9 rows. This is the D3 with 7 rows minus 3. I customized it. Something that is fabulous that you can do with the brush, but it's still... So here's the deal. Okay. Ow. These brushes are heavy duty. They are not a one-size-fits-all, use and abuse for everything type of brush. They are most certainly not for detangling. These are styling brushes that will help give you beautiful curl clumps when you're brush styling, especially using some of my techniques that I have shared, but you have to use them very meticulously. If you're not gentle, if the hair is not already brushed out, you will cause breakage on your hair, or at least too much stress and tension on your hair, which can lead to breakage long term. This type of damage is called mechanical damage. Brushing your hair too much in general is not good. But if we use the right tools that don't put a lot of tension on the hair, it makes things a little bit better. And the reason why I don't use these anymore is because the results that I get when I use them aren't much better than when I'm not, or when I'm using pretty much any other brush. I've always said it's not just about the tool, but how you use it. I said it. I said what I had to say. Period. Next. Tea break. Okay, this is gross, but another brush that I hope you can see, obviously no longer using was, well, this specific wet brush. It is, I don't know what happened to you, but I no longer have the brush that I wanted to mention. The one that I was so obsessed with that I used and raved about for a really long time. It wasn't the regular wet brush. It was the Wet Brush Epic Professional. It was curved to the head. It had vents through it. It was black. It was slick. It just felt amazing on the scalp. It was thick. It wasn't thick. It would stick. So it was good for thick hair. What am I getting at here? What I'm getting at here is I actually gave this brush to my C-Stare. I find that it's great if you have thick hair, but again, similar to the Denman brush, it was a little too rough. Personally, I've got fine to medium strands of hair, and when my fine to medium strands were bleached, damaged, which would be really dry and tangled, is it wet enough? I would definitely experience some breakage using this brush. But again, that's me and my experience. It's still a fabulous brush, and if you have thick hair and you're not tender-headed, it feels amazing, and it really does get the job done. Just no longer for me. Son. Sorry, wet brush. Now, we've got another one. Shampoo brushes / scalp massagers. This one, I know this one is confusing to you all. And I just need to say that my love for these has not changed. Okay, we're gonna finish this later, tomorrow's wash day. But this is not something that I'm using in the shower. Not every shampoo. I do prefer to use my fingers, especially since breaking my wrist last fall. I really want to make full use of my hands, wrists, and limbs while I have them fully functioning. So I like to give myself a good scalp massage with my actual fingertips. Tips, not nails, okay? Very important. I just find it therapeutic. It's easy for me to get in there with both hands, but I think scalp massages are still great, especially if you are a little lazy with your fingers. You know, if you've got lazy fingers, you can't get in there. It definitely helps to reach your scalp, massage, exfoliate it as needed. And I believe it to be a great tool if you have any other issues with accessibility. It's great. I can shower without it, and I don't need it. When I'm shampooing, I prefer my fingertips, you know? That's it. Oh, but finally, yes, my orange bonnet, my infamous orange bonnet. We honestly had a good 3-year run here. Not even exaggerating that one, okay? This bonnet was a freaking trailblazer because it actually paved the way of, at least from like Amazon bonnets, it actually had the satin, the shiny, the silky side on the inside. So unlike a lot of bonnets that I saw, it was made properly and it just fit me like a glove. Like, I feel like that's just a really personal experience. I only had this bonnet for 3 years, and there was a couple times when it was in the wash or I misplaced it and I did not have a good night's sleep without it. It was really traumatic. I think that over time it just started to mold perfectly to my head, and we really grew attached until, I don't know, something snapped. It just, oh my god, I'm tired. It was like the moment I put the bonnet on, I'm ready for bed. Do you see me right now? Good night. It's super, super comfortable, but sometimes it slips. So now I have a few bonnets in several different colors, and I use ones that have an adjustable strap. That way they can't loosen up on me over the years like this baby has. She still holds a very special place in my heart. We just, you know, we've grown apart. Now that I've ruined my hairstyle, I've basically tucked myself into bed, I think I'm gonna close off this video and say, once again, none of the products that I've listed have anything wrong with them. They just don't suit my hair's needs and what I'm looking for when it comes to styling my now very healthy and looser curl pattern. If you didn't see last week's video talking about the hair changes that have occurred here in later years, then you can check out last week's video. If you want to learn a little bit more about some of the products that I have been using for a very long time and continue to recommend, you can check out my website, mainsbymell.com. I'll have that linked below, as well as the product links to the products that I talked about today. I hope you found this video interesting. Thank you so much for joining me. Now it's about time I catch a flight and get traveling, so stay tuned to see where we'll be going. This has been your main girl Mel, and I'm out. Peace. Change is bueno. Very good, very good. I've got a long list. I want a different pen. We're back to this. It has a level in it. Now, before you get your panties in a pussy. What? Your tongue in a tissy. What? Before you get your... Fuck, I don't have time for this stupid pun. Before you get your... No. Before you get your first tattoo, your blood drawn. Before you get your panties in a twist. Oh, is that it? Yeah. British. Oh, speaking of British. Ah! Hello. Okay, the actual saying is, it's an idiom. Don't get your knickers in a twist. I'll be ready in a minute. That's the full thing. Get one's knickers in a twist, and it means to become upset about something that is not very important. Exactly. So before you get your knickers in a twist, forget about it, okay? I had to bring some Italian back in there. Now, let's continue. What was I saying? Oh yeah, let's reel it back. Burning time. Burning man, burning woman, burning ma'am. Why am I like this? Oh, I can't see anything, but I think it's gonna be okay. I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at strictly a little round circle of an eyeball in the camera. It could be an alien, I don't know. We're just gonna have to go. Keep it dry, keep it fresh, keep it clean. Keep it classy, okay? Changes, time can chase a man. Chase a man? I can't remember the actual lyrics. All I know is that is from Shrek 2. Let's start heel. I don't even know what to do with my hands anymore. I'm going to bed.